Hello, everyone. I am meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Thank you for joining me on this Black Friday. Lake effect snow pounding different parts of the nation out there as we head into the afternoon hours on this Black Friday and toward the weekend. More cold air and snow is on the way. Here is a view from the DOT camera out at Sault Ste. Marie. Oh my goodness, check the snow out. It is heavy. The flakes are the size of my fist, and it's accumulating quite quickly across the Northland. New York State, the New England states, seeing abundant snowfall. Cold air has taken hold across the nation, with ridiculous temperatures across the nation, down into the teens below zero for some this morning, 20s below. And now we have the coldest of the year pushing into the northern parts of North Dakota, northeastern Montana, with sub-zero temperatures this afternoon. And the feels like temperatures are equally as ridiculous as we head into the afternoon hours. Look at this. Feels like temperatures that are down in the 20s to 30s below. As we look in at Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, 35 below zero is what it feels like on exposed skin right now. We're going to take a look at your forecast, where the snow is, where it fell, and where it's going in this update. And first, we'll go ahead and get started with what's going on presently for travelers on this busy travel holiday weekend and on Black Friday. So the cold taking hold in the northern plains, but it's not just here. These are wind chill values right now. Feels like temperatures across the deep south and Memphis. It feels like 32 degrees below zero there. Feels like 40s in parts of central and southern Arkansas, way down into northern parts of the Gulf Coast states heading into the afternoon hours there. Looking up in the New England states, wind chills in the 20s and 30s there, making for blustery conditions. And in Pennsylvania, we have some teens out there. South of Erie, we have lake effect snow going on right now as well. And for that, let's take a peek at what we have going on. If you do have a comment, please drop a line. If you have a question, drop a line. I'll be looking for those as we go through. Right now, we're going to take you to these New England states, and we're going to take a look at some road conditions there on the New England 511 site, so you can get the very latest on what's going on across the northeastern United States. So as we zoom in on the New England states, we're going to see some snowfall that is impacting travel across areas of northern Maine. So as we go into northern Maine, let's go up here by Fort Kent, and you can see that we do have a camera here out there with some snow on the side, and it looks like some nice dark clouds out there as well. So accumulating snow has taken place in portions of Maine. We'll get to exactly how much has been reported across your area. Here's the Holton area as we check out the snowflakes there, and it's heavy wet snow. Look at that slushiness on the side of the road out there. In the New England part of the nation. So as we sneak on down into parts of New Hampshire, Vermont, the northern reaches of these areas seeing some significant snow here. Let's go up north, not too far from Colebrook, and you'll see the snow on the side of the road with the treeless, not the treeless leaves. I guess they are treeless leaves, leafless trees up there in the Northland. Let's take a look down here as we sneak into the New Hampshire area. On the southern side, things are a lot drier, so quite a contrast from the northern part of New Hampshire to the southern part of the state there. So a lot of impactful weather across the New England states. And now as we look out towards Erie, Pennsylvania, we have some significant snowfall going on here thanks to that lake effect off of Big Lake Erie taking place. So let's go ahead and check out the New York 511s. We got some cameras here, and let's see what we can find with regards to what's going on in and around. Let's go with Ripley here. We've got some tough road conditions. Oh my goodness. Look at that. This is a lake effect snow piling up. There is a tractor trailer out here, thanks to my friends over there at 511 New York. Look at that in the side of the road there, and it is just stuck on the side. So terrible amounts of snow that are being caused by that lake effect. Now, as we go up to the north a little bit near Sheridan, see what we got going on there. It looks like yellow roads, meaning that traffic speeds are a little slowed as you go through the Dunkirk area. And look at the visibility here. Now, of course, this is at elevation, but again, much of New York State, particularly the northern half and the Great Lakes part of the state there that gets the bad lake effect snow, feeling the impacts of this wintry weather season. Now, as we go north of the Catskill area, let's check out the roads here as we check in on areas north of New York and New York City, rather, and we see that things are a lot drier there as far as the amount of snowfall goes, there was certainly some wet weather that made its way through there in the last 48 hours. So that is a look at parts of, well, let's go north of New York towards Syracuse and check out what's going on. The roads are reported to be green, which usually is a good sign for these areas, and indeed that's the case. So really the lake effect area is where we're seeing the greatest impacts with regards to the snowy road conditions across New York and upstate New York as well. Okay, now let's take a look at some snowfall reports from across the nation. You can get a feel for that, and then we'll take a look at the forecast right quick as well. And again, let me see if we got any questions coming in here as I'm trying to keep my eyes on all of that. It does look like we've got a couple, but I'll keep you posted on that. And again, if you have a question, drop a line. Okay, let's go right to the snow reports from across the nation. This is thanks to my friends at the National Weather Service office, where all your reports go. Where you see the blue dots on this particular map is where we do have some snow that has been reported in the last 24 hours. The blue dots are lower amounts of snow, 6 inches or less. Where the heaviest snow has been reported, we do see some red dots. So we showed you Sault Ste. Marie on the onset of this broadcast, and here is a snow report from Sault Ste. Marie. 7.5 inches to 23 inches of snow 4 miles east of Sault Ste. Marie. Oh my goodness, that is some terrible snow to try to travel through. They're used to it in that part of the country, but it's still a real big change. 10.7 inches, 1 mile northwest of Waters, Michigan, with some significant snow there. And we also see upwards of 3 to 10 inches of snow in the northern portion of the Mitten State here. Now, here's a look at some of the lake effect snow in and around New York. So let's go from Cleveland, where we have 2.5 inches reported. This gradually ratchets up until we get into South Thompson here, 8.8 inches. A couple of 8.8 inch reports. South Madison, Ohio, seeing that. And how about this? Now we're getting upwards of a foot of snow. Jefferson, 10.5 inches. And right into that Edgewood area, we got 2 reports. Ashtabula, Ohio, of 1 foot of shovel trouble. That's that white flaky goodness that has just laced itself across the Great Lakes area, just downwind from the big lake, Lake Erie. All right, heading into the areas south of Dunkirk, we've got Cassadaga, New York, 12.9 inches of snow, 11 inches of snow reported at Mayville, New York, with more reports that will be coming in. Now, as we do look up to the western reaches of say, Massachusetts here, we got some elevated snowfall totals there, upwards of 10 inches in Hockley, 9.1 inches in Savoy. And as we look out here into New York State, we're seeing some snowfall reports upwards of 1 foot of snow in Dellinson. That is up north and near the Albany area. Okay, looking into New Hampshire, Vermont, healthy snow amounts in the elevated terrain up here. We got Barnold, I can't read that, I'm sorry, 14 inches of snow at Barnold out there, 11 inches of snow south of Montpelier. And as we look in on New Hampshire, we have some 11-inch reports there near Bristol, about 5 miles to the north. This extends up into Maine, as we showed you, with a couple of reports here of a foot or more of snow in and around Madrid, as well as 14 and 15 inches of snow reported in that Parkman area there. So some very healthy snowfall reports there. That is a look at the snow. Now let's take a look at what we have going on with regards to your forecast. As we look across the nation, we're going to take a look at the European forecast model here to give us an idea of what's travelers can expect. So we will look at a national picture here of the forecast animation, and let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So the European model looks like this, and again, these black lines are called isobars. This low, Hudson Bay low right here, bringing north wind over the Great Lakes. It's scooping up moisture off those lakes and downwind in places like Sault Ste. Marie, and out there in Erie, PA, we're seeing some ridiculous snowfall from that. That system will be making its way out. Let's go ahead and show you the timing on what's coming in, though. Watch out here near Calgary, Alberta. We do have some weather making systems that'll be working their way in. So as we go into your Saturday morning, showers of snow will continue. Lake effect snows continue. Northern parts of Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, straight into, Toronto and areas in upstate New York and Pennsylvania. Now, as you see near Calgary, as we go into Saturday night and Sunday morning, we'll have an Alberta clipper clip in the northern plains. It will bring a shot of snow to northeast Montana, portions of North Dakota, and that Arctic cold will be reinforced as that system works its way through, with the north winds being pretty brisk across Minnesota. Wintry travel conditions in the north, and the cold air continues down south. A little bit of a moderation to the cold taking place in the southwestern United States, where there is a knife drawn across the nation temperature-wise. The western half from the Rockies and points west, nice and mild into the start of the week. And some of this cold air, some real nasty face-slapping cold will be working its way toward the Ohio River Valley and out of the northern plains. Now, we'll still be cold in the Dakotas and Minnesota as this high-pressure system moves through Wednesday. But once it passes, say, into Minnesota and Iowa, we'll see a south wind returning warmth to the western Dakotas, the Black Hills. And now, as we head into the middle of the week, here comes another clipper system that works its way through. This will bring another shot of some snow. These clipper systems moving out of Alberta oftentimes will increase in intensity as they work their way across the Great Lakes region, and they start tapping into some warmer, more moisture-laden air from the mid-Atlantic states. That means another round of snowy weather on your hump day as we go through the first week of December. The warm air starts trying to punch its way back into the northern plains, but it won't last long as another Arctic blast will make its face known here in the northern plains. So temperatures will remain cold. Speaking of those temperatures, I don't want to go out any farther than this because the models just tend to be sometimes not very consistent when we get out that far. Here's a look at air temperatures. We've been talking about those wind chills when we started, and it's just nasty cold. Where you see this air temperature down here where the blue line is, that's the freezing temperatures. As we go through our Friday, it warms up a little bit down south, but then it's right back as this cold air blob here with the teens and 20s below just parks over the Dakotas. And now we'll start to see it shifting ever so slightly over to the Great Lakes region as we go into early next week. Here's that warm up I was speaking of out west as we go through midweek. And then here comes the next blast from behind the banner in the model guidance here, the European model showing another Arctic burp straight out of Canada that'll work its way into the northern plains. That's a look at your weather. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. If you do have questions or comments, drop them here. Where are you watching from? If you liked what you saw here, I sure like the likes on these videos. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to have you subscribe. And by the way, I'm a meteorologist with, well, 27 years of on-air experience up here in the northern plains as my wheelhouse. But I also have, well, a friendly website where you can get the very latest in your weather at hutchesweather.com. You can follow me on Facebook, subscribe right here on YouTube. But until next time, have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving holiday weekend, and check back for more updates right here.